Recording. On air. We are on air. We are on couches.
Not literally. Well, yeah, I guess we're on air.
Some kind of... There's a little bit of air on a
I'm
couch.
walking on... Is that the song?
I'm walking on sunshine.
Ah, it's sunshine.
You thought it was air?
It's the other element. Yeah, do you want?
I'm walking on air.
Like Earth, Fire, Wind, Water, Heart. One of them. I don't know.
Earth, wind, water, fire.
Fire.
No.
Earth, wind, and fire.
Fire, wind, water, heart. Go planet.
Okay, you're doing the Captain Planet thing.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you were doing
That's where all the elements are, right?
I thought you were doing like a Care Bears. Care Bears stare. I don't know.
I never watched Care
You
Bears.
never watched Care Bears?
It was on. I'm pretty sure it was on the wrong channel, and I couldn't get Channel 7, as we've discussed before. My
many
traumatic
fucking
childhood of not being able to
Man, Care Bears was the best shit ever. Fucking teddy bears kicking ass.
We've definitely
get.
talked
Really?
about this.
I thought they were like really nice bears.
Well, they kick some evil butts.
They cared, bro.
Yeah, exactly. They
sorry.
cared about your childhood.
Exactly.
There was an episode where they were like, "Gotta get Brody to sleep."
Thing is, I never saw it, so I never got the warning.
Shit.
But Captain Planet, I mean, where's he now, huh?
I don't,
He died.
Where's Captain Planet at? We got all this
fucking
climate
gave up.
change
Yeah.
stuff going on.
He's like, "Fuck this shit. I'm going to Mars."
he's a 16-year-old
He's
girl
nowhere
from
to be
Sweden.
seen, you know. There's no superheroes anymore.
He's all talk and mullet.
Yeah. He's like, this shit's getting all way too real for me.
He's like,
I just like wearing my underwear on the outside.
Yeah.
Like Superman.
He's like smoking weed somewhere. Just like,
Yeah, Captain Planet so would be
What planet?
into Earth, like getting
Yeah.
high off the Earth, you know.
yeah, he's just like, I was waiting for California to legalize marijuana. I don't.
Sweet. It's
I don't need a TV show anymore.
my phone.
Was that
That's
Captain
my phone.
Planet
Oh,
texting
God.
you?
That's Captain Jake
Oh.
Planet.
Tell him we said hi. And,
Yeah. Hi, Jake.
Hi, Jake.
Thanks for interrupting the pod. Yeah, but it's good. It remind me to look at my phone and see all the things that go into my brain and then go out.
I got a couple of things to bring up tonight.
Okay.
All right,
How about we let Brody
Brody, you can start the show.
start this rodeo?
All right, I'm going to give a quick, because it's quickly regarding my like 10-part series of my haunting. But I will say,
Oh yeah, we
Yeah,
did.
but you didn't even start that.
no, but I'm giving a little teaser for what's coming up, because
Okay.
after
Better be in the fucking movie voice.
after going down and seeing the box room that's situated underneath my house and taking photos of it, then a few days later, I won't say it's a bullet hole that was in the window of this bar, but it was definitely a bullet-shaped hole. They fixed it.
It sounds
and-
like a Korn song.
Yeah, the bullet-shaped hole. So, after going down and giving them a scare by going in and taking photos of this mysterious room that's been causing all the haunting, the bullet-shaped hole disappeared. They got that fixed, and the weird stuff stopped happening until this morning when the
shit.
water came back. It's back. So, I don't know. The saga continues.
Tune in to the Big Dick Place.
This winter in
yeah.
cinemas,
The
Brody.
haunting of Brody Lock.
Brody Lock. What is it? Burlock Holmes. That's what it was.
Oh yeah, Brody Holmes. Yeah, yeah.
The
So,
original Netflix series Burlock Holmes.
Yeah, they
Imagine.
are
Will the
taking
mystery be
anything.
solved?
Well, if
It's
any,
reality detective crime shows.
yeah, it's just ongoing.
There's like a niche market for that.
Yeah.
I've left an explanation and my will on a text document on my
Okay.
computer. So if anything happens, just go have a look at that. Just don't look at anything else on there, all right?
Fair enough.
That always actually is made me wonder.
Nothing.
Like if you died today or tomorrow, hopefully not today, because then you'd be in my apartment.
Yeah.
But and I'd have to deal with it.
What
but if
bin do
you
you put
died,
me?
like you just drop dead.
Yeah.
Like, what would the shit that people would find out about you? Like, what would they? They'd be like, oh my god, Birdie's like, He's stashing heaps of mustard. Like all his drawers have mustard in it or something. Yeah, I know there's something.
What is the weird thing?
What's the weird thing?
In my room?
Or the embarrassing thing that you didn't have time to fix. Like if you're getting old, you're like, all right, son, I'm going to need you to do a few things for me before I pass away.
There is a bag of ketchup sachets in my closet.
Oh, God.
But that's because they are tomato sauce from Australia. But if anyone else didn't know that it was a specific type of ketchup that my mum sent over in the little sachets,
they would think you're weird.
They're like, why has he got a giant bag of ketchup sachets?
Yeah,
That's the one that I can think off the top of my head.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what it is. Like,
yeah, the
Hey,
case
you don't
was-
know or you can't?
no, I
say?
usually like when I watch like porn or something. I'm like, what if I die in this moment? And then someone comes and like, oh, that's what he was watching. So I always have like a few other windows open with like some nice shit.
But how are you going to switch windows?
It was a
No, no,
pop-up.
but-
It was a pop-up.
No, but then they're like, oh, he watches all of this,
Just
right?
popped up.
Some like
Just,
literature, like a
No,
a
I
nice
meant
book
like
or something.
no, like you have a variety of porn. So they're like,
right.
oh, he wasn't just a weirdo. Like he also watched like regular shit. Not that I watch anything weird, but you know,
Well, I think we know now you do.
just covering all the bases, just in case you get that orgasmic heart attack or some shit. I don't know. It was just like something I think about from time to time. It's like, let me open a few more tabs.
Yeah.
30 isn't
I can't be
enough.
caught like this.
I actually Googled yesterday, or maybe not yesterday, the other day, but I Googled, what was it, how many people die from vacuum cleaners? Because I was,
Really?
I
Okay.
mean,
That's
I was,
interesting. I'm curious now.
I was bored,
yeah.
obviously. Clearly. No, it got me thinking because my old vacuum cleaner was this Chinese piece of shit. Like, it was really
Okay.
cheap. And the only thing that seemed to work on it really well was when you push the button with your foot and the cord winds itself up.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
It was so efficient that it was dangerous because you get
okay.
this kind of like
And it would
whipping.
whiplash.
Yeah. Whiplash. If you did it too fast,
Yeah.
you could probably get concussion or die.
Okay.
I reckon.
If it hit you in the wrong spot.
And I was thinking, I wonder how many people die. I'm like, there's got to be a bunch of people in China vacuuming their flats and then dying. But actually, the main thing that came up was all
Exploding
sex-related stuff with people putting their
shit.
junk in there and then
Oh, that's crazy.
I don't know. I didn't really go into it. I was like,
Man, people are dumb
this
as
is what I
fuck.
expected. So
Why would you put a vacuum cleaner on your dick?
That is
because they watched American Pie or something.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know.
But it sucks one way. Logically, whatever. People are dumb as fuck.
Yeah, that is.
Duh. Putting a vacuum on my dick would be just like a blowjob.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess
that's
if
a suck
if
job.
you've never had a blowjob, you're just like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? You're like, why not?
You know what? It probably wouldn't feel that much different.
No, this is a good
blowjob.
idea.
It's like when you first get breathalyzed by the police. And,
I've never been breathalyzed by the police.
well, yeah,
That's awesome.
like you got to blow into it, but naturally you just think it's like a straw, so you think to like suck.
to
suck.
suck.
Yeah.
Some
okay,
there's
okay,
videos of people and they're like, "Are you sucking into that? You're supposed to blow."
It's probably like the only thing that's like a tubular thing like that you don't like.
Yeah.
I mean, how many times do you use a straw compared to blowing into a straw?
Well, that's really literally the only time I can think
Yeah.
of.
Or spit
When the
wads.
police are asking me to do it. All right, I guess so.
Or when you're a kid, you make your drink all bubbly. You go like, you've never done that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but-
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
did
your
all the
mom
time.
would say that's rude.
Yeah. Stop doing
Lambert, that's rude. Put down your straw. Lambert.
Shut up.
I don't know why. I don't know what your mom sounds like.
Nothing like that.
Yeah.
I would get slapped before I hear her.
Yeah.
That's rude. Why'd you hit me?
I was just making my drink
Because I knew
bubbly.
you weren't gonna
I'm
listen.
sure she had her reasons. Little mischief maker.
Love taps.
Yeah. This is out of love. This isn't what love should feel like.
I'm moving on.
Yeah, I'm going to vacuum my room.
Nice. Well played, Brody.
All right, Sean, what's on your list?
No, was that all that you had?
No,
notes?
I got more. I just want to.
No, we want to hear, bro.
Intersperse them.
We're giving you your moment right now.
Well, I can give you a quick one that I.
All right.
Yeah, it's fine. It gives me time to go through my list.
Yeah.
So these are, as you obviously know, recently these electric scooters have been legalized. The
they're all
electric.
over the place. Yeah.
Now, do you think? Because I have seen some that have been left in the weirdest, dumbest, most stupid places.
Yeah.
Do you think it's people that have ridden them there, or do you think it's people trying to sabotage them because they don't like the scooters, so they're picking them up and putting them in these dumb places to try and get public opinion?
I know what you're talking about.
On the way over here, there was two that were parked right in the middle of the footpath, the sidewalk, whatever you.
I saw one upside
directly
down
in the
playground.
that's got to be sabotage.
Sabotage.
Sabotage. But some of them, I think, people just don't give a crap about.
Okay. I'll tell you one I saw a few weeks ago. Going home on the train, these two guys racing in the train with it. And I was like, what the fuck are you guys doing?
That's insane.
And the fucking train just smelled like burnt rubber. And they just kept going back and forth from one end to the other end. And then I'm like, awesome. What the fuck is this shit? Like, why would you do this? Why are you wasting your money? Why are you on the train with a scooter?
How did you get...
And then they got out of the train, and I shit you not, because we got off at the same stop, and they just parked it right in front of the door and walked off.
So right I guess there are people out there.
Yeah, and I was like, dude, what the fuck?
I'm just thinking that's an expensive fare, really. You're paying double fare.
It's so stupid. I was like, what? And this is like 1 a.m. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, to tell you the truth, I think that sounds pretty fun. You know,
It probably was, because they were probably a bit tipsy, but I was just like...
But I mean, you still have to carry them down the stairs.
I mean, I think the reason they left them there is because the escalator wasn't working.
Yeah,
and of course, I don't think there was an elevator at that.
Like, we'll get a new scooter at the top of the stairs. Just
there'll be more around.
Yeah, they probably went down and grabbed new scooters to get.
But I mean, then you get banned from the app for leaving them in the.
Do you?
Well, they know if you've parked them in a dumb spot, and I'm gonna say an U-Bahn station is probably.
I don't think they
have red zones where you can't park.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I didn't know.
And it flashes red if you left it there, and like if you leave it there, it's like I think you get a fine, and then I think if you do it enough, they're like you can't ride our scooters anymore.
That's cool.
Definitely not on the train.
But yeah, it was the weirdest fucking shit.
I actually have a train story similar to that, but not with the scooters, with skateboards. Okay. And this is back like 10 years ago in Melbourne, and there's like 6 carriages on every train, suburban train, and 3 of them all link up. So you can get on your skateboard and start at the end of the carriage, and when the train starts, you just let go and you slowly get momentum.
Yeah, that's cool.
And then you can kind of pull yourself with
the bars,
with the chairs and the bars, with your friends. It's pretty fun until people come on and you're like, all right, this is getting dangerous now.
Well, I think on our train it was like 5 people on there.
But scooters that have,
electric scooters.
It's insane. These things go like 40 kilometers an hour.
Yeah, and they were like burning rubber in the train.
Really?
So it was stinking of burnt rubber, man.
Oh, God.
So it was like...
Motherfucker.
Is it... They were kids, right?
No, they're like 20-year-olds.
That's the thing, though. How the fucking kids get these things? Don't they have to have credit cards and shit?
You just have to have PayPal.
Like,
because
they're just like really
you don't need strict. You just get PayPal.
Yeah, just sign up for PayPal.
I don't have a credit card.
True.
Yeah, they do.
Or a debit or whatever. I don't have anything.
But I also have a PayPal. But I mean,
but I think you only have to be like 16 or something to ride them.
PayPal? Oh, to ride it. Okay.
Or maybe not even that.
I tried to get a credit card when I first came over here, and actually, before I came over here in Australia, and they said I didn't make enough money. I'm like, that's the whole point of getting a credit card. I need the credit.
Yeah. Don't they have like a basic one?
Yeah, I'm like, don't you have something where, like, no. You should,
I would think they have like
you should just get a travel card. That's what they told me. I'm like, that's a cop-out. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Was this when you planned on moving permanently overseas?
Yeah, I was like,
maybe that's why they didn't want to give you a credit card.
Yeah, but I didn't fucking tell them that. I just said I wanted a credit card.
Okay.
So, and they're like, you don't earn enough. And so,
I'm going overseas and never coming back. Can I have a credit card?
Yeah, well,
I promise to pay back.
Well, I didn't tell them that already. I'm not stupid. I'm just fucking broke.
Smarter, you wouldn't be broke.
Ooh,
Oh,
shots fired.
shit.
Hey, I'm broke too, so I can't.
That's why you're sitting
Spare
on my
change?
couch,
Yeah.
under my roof.
Pretty nice couch.
Yeah.
You know what? You're paying rent, Brody.
So,
What's on your list?
I wanted
Give us
to,
something.
there's a few things I want to touch on.
Give us a spice.
Firstly, this one's kind of,
What's the deal?
what's the deal? With this one is, there's a new musical in Melbourne coming out called Fangirls. And the director or whatever, she did a little interview on ABC and she's talking about it and she says, quote, the image of a young girl screaming her lungs out and crying at a Justin Bieber concert might be described as pathetic and a bit embarrassing, but a young boy screaming and crying at a football game, now that's love of the game, and that's passionate, that's beautiful.
What? Who is this woman?
I know, but I'm like watching this and I'm just getting enraged.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, what? Firstly, when have you ever seen a bunch of boys crying at a football game? If they were
Yeah.
crying at a Justin Bieber concert, we'd all be making fun of them. And I don't
I'm
know.
pretty sure at the grand final I saw a few tears from the players,
The losing side?
the
Yeah.
losers.
Yeah.
That's fine, man.
Yeah,
That's an
it's normal.
emotional thing they've been working up for, a whole year working to this moment, and then they lose. It's like you just be exhausted mentally and physically. But
Isn't that just what she's saying? Like, this is one of the big things for a teenage girl
Yeah,
is
but
to
that's-
see something that they're hugely a fan of, and
but I
so
think it's the way that they behave. It's more of like a, if you see fangirls, like even going back to the Beatles era, where it's just this wall of sound of, girls between the ages of, I don't know, 8 years old and 13 or whatever. They just make this wall of sound and go hysterical. Whereas people at a football game aren't.
they're very well behaved
No, they're screaming.
and they don't scream.
Yeah, but they're screaming in a different manner. And I think that's the.
That's exactly her point. It's like she's saying it's completely acceptable for a boy to scream,
Yeah,
but
but
for
it's-
some
no.
reason it's not.
But you're
That's-
missing the point. It's
No,
not
I
about.
think
it's
I'm
about,
getting the exact point she's saying. Why is it that it's upset you so much?
because it's not about gender. It's about the content, which is Justin Bieber, and that's not respected. Whereas football is respected.
But
So it's
why
not about-
why is
it's not-
Justin Bieber not respected? Is it because his fans are girls?
No, it's because Justin Bieber's like a little fucking. It's like soppy boy band shit,
Yeah,
Like,
and who likes boy bands?
Yeah,
Girls.
exactly.
She's saying that things that girls like are not respected, but things that are traditionally boys like sports, they had this innate respect for some reason. And she's saying that why is it that the things that the girls like are always shit on, like boy bands, Justin Bieber, girly things, whatever, why are they always shit on compared to the things that boys like that we are equally passionate about? Why is it that it's perfectly acceptable to cry at a football match and scream and yell and break shit and riot and fucking whatever? But why, if
Well, I don't
an
think that-
innocently going to
I don't think that.
it's
I don't think that is accepted
acceptable.
in society. Like people
going and
there's-
screaming at a football match?
going and rioting and
Oh, yeah, maybe riot's not
losing like your kind of grip on reality, and just being hysterical and emotional, and setting cars on fire. There's definitely a limit there. I don't know. I just thought it was kind of a pretty bold statement to make for your opening thing. That it's like about fangirls, but it's also about I don't know. I just didn't see it that way as gender. Context.
No, I'm pretty sure that she's the point she's making is that traditionally things that girls like are just shit on, and but things
yeah.
that boys do that they can be equally passionate about are not as equally shit on. Like what do teenage boys like? What do they like? And what do teenage girls like traditionally? And what one gets more flack for? For existing, it's usually always the girl shit. And she's probably trying to, bring about some thought of why is that and, maybe change it.
I don't know. I think they both get shit on in today's media. Because if you see like a picture of a
Yeah.
boy crying for a football
Yeah,
game,
it's like you're.
oh, the internet will rip the shit out of him. As opposed, like with the girl, like she'll get ripped the shit out too.
Yeah, I
for
mean,
crying at a
maybe
Bieber
in-
concert. I don't know.
In past times, it was. Women definitely
Yeah, I
had
think
it
in the
rough.
past times it
definitely.
was
but
a bit
in
more
this
rough.
day and age, I don't think people are shitting on. Like, you can do whatever the fuck you want. Suck my dick.
We'll edit that out.
Maybe me putting my glass down.
No, when I heard the topic, I just thought like, that's a bit much because I feel like both would get shit on, like the little kid crying and the little girl crying.
Yeah.
Just for them crying, they would both get shit on.
Yeah.
I could see what Brody's saying, where like women get shit on more than guys.
Yeah.
But I feel like the internet has no mercy when it comes to
Well, that's a whole
Either
different topic now. We're in an era of absolute.
either of these.
This is the troll
scenarios.
era.
But then also, like, I can't hate on my boy Justin Bieber. What up? What up, Bieber? Keep doing your thing, man.
I believe.
Yeah.
I believe in you, bro.
Man, Lambert,
Justin-
shame on you for
That's-
liking Bieber.
That's what's in Lambo's room.
Just a big poster of
Shame
Bieber.
on you.
Oh, don't worry. Bieber's opening.
A little hole.
He's
going
going to be performing at the next football game.
That I'd like to
Little
see.
boys and girls can cry equally
Ugh.
and get shitted on.
Well, I guess it brings people together.
Why is Bieber here?
Lambo, you can count on me going to your room and getting rid of all the
no.
Belieber.
No, Bieber's actually pretty awesome, man. He's in a stable marriage. Like, the guy's doing
He's
good for
married.
himself. Come on, man. Keep up with the world.
Who's he married to?
Who's this chick? Someone
Cher?
fairly famous. She's like the daughter of someone. I forgot.
Liv Tyler.
Haley something.
Isn't everyone the daughter of someone? Though?
That is true.
I mean, unless you're the
yeah, but
son of someone.
someone famous. I don't know. I don't remember.
Yeah, okay.
But,
It doesn't matter.
She seems like a nice girl.
Yeah.
So-
Well, I'm glad they're happy.
And I mean, he's been pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'll trust you.
He's good at basketball.
He hasn't. I guess he's all right. I mean, he's not terrible, but he's not great.
Look, we all know your feelings now, Lambo. What's next on this list?
Yeah,
This is
let's
taking
move
a real,
along.
real weird turn.
Brody, you're going to be on my list.
Next on the list, women's rights.
Yeah, I know. Don't get him started on the astronauts.
Oh God.
Oh, man.
He won't
Female
leave-
astronauts, don't get me started,
he
man.
won't leave that one alone.
Jeez Louise. You know your place in the kitchen. What are you doing up there in
God.
space?
Because the man made a kitchen in space. I guess.
Exactly. It's pathetic how they're screaming at these fanboy concerts. Oh, man, it's terrible. Anyway,
Don't worry, there'll be
Have you-
some Me Too moments for astronauts coming out soon. Yeah, I was up there and I was just floating around, and then his cum hit me.
Is this one of those porn tabs you've got open just to
No,
really
no.
throw people off?
I was just trying to like imagine like a Me Too moment in space, like how it would happen.
Me Too in space.
Yeah, you know, because like
Hashtag Me Too in space.
because when you if you jerk off, your cum's just floating around in like
Infinite.
in like the
infinite.
in the aircraft
universe.
more or less, right?
I thought you meant like shooting a load into space.
No, you're
They
just
would probably need, which is weird, they would probably need some kind of vacuum thing. Like for the toilets, they have vacuums in there.
Yeah.
I think, do you reckon they have something to suck the cum out of the air, like some kind of vacuum cleaner? Because surely they probably go.
I would guess he like he jerks off, boom, blows a load, and it's just like everywhere. He grabs a piece of paper and tries to catch all of it. You know what I mean?
I think we were talking about this, and would you rather be the man who
Okay, yeah.
first landed on the moon, took the first steps on the moon, Neil Armstrong, or would you rather be the guy that's sitting in the spaceship, going around the moon? You know, I think there was a third guy. He
Yeah.
he was just in the spaceship.
yeah, because he couldn't land or whatever.
Just sitting there, and he's like, "What
Buzz
can I do?"
Aldrin, I think.
No, Buzz Aldrin was the
He was,
second.
he was.
He
There's
still
a
was
third guy.
He just walked.
He is the second dude.
Buzz Aldrin walked on the moon, and the third guy that we can't remember his name because he didn't walk on the moon. He
Walking on
stayed
the
in the ship while they were doing their moonwalks and like controlling all their levels or whatever. I don't know. And checking the vital signs. I don't know what
Mic check.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Houston, we have a problem. It's like, what's that? I got jizz everywhere.
The vacuum cleaner's not working.
I wanted to be
everywhere.
Neil and Buzz had this really cool thing, like we're gonna be the first ones on the moon and walking out. He's like, I gotta one up these guys. I'm gonna be the first guy who did jerk off in space.
Oh,
You
man.
can't
And
do
have my-
that. You're like, what are you gonna do? I'm on the fucking moon.
I'm gonna jerk off into space and just like it just keeps propelling like
Yeah, I
into
think
the universe
I would take
until
the first
aliens
guy who
find
jerked
it
off.
and then they get your semen and they're like, what is this? And then they clone it and then all of a sudden, boom.
There's 2 years.
That's how you fucking travel, man. That's how you do space travel.
Right.
That's how the human
And
species like.
just to go back, I'm
migrated
saying
to
this
other
is why
planets.
we can't have female astronauts because you gotta.
That was a real roundabout way to bring it back to that.
But anyway, yeah.
Well,
No. I'm just kidding. But I did have a good topic lined up for you all. It's actually completely different to the last topic. So
Okay.
it's more of a conspiracy theory.
All right, I like that.
is it the fact that in the word vacuum is the word cum? Just saying is all.
It
I
was
just
meant
feel
to
like
be.
someone's.
Yeah, there was like a little bit of reverb.
Yeah. Anyway, conspiracy theories
Yeah.
on the Big Dick Players
Yes.
podcast.
Okay, this will be our first conspiracy segment. The conspiracy.
So the
Houses over.
the setup for the question.
Okay.
There's no question. But the 17 people were shot dead in the Sandy Hook shootings in
Yeah,
Florida.
this was a long time ago, right?
Back
Yeah.
in 2012, right? Some people are now saying that it's a hoax and that the school shootings was staged and the kids on TV were all actors.
Okay.
But what would be the reasoning behind these kids doing all this stuff?
Okay.
And they're saying that they're pro-gun reform activists.
Yeah.
And so they're going to try and use this as leverage to change the law. So all these guns, school shootings, they're all hoaxes.
That's real.
How
That's
fucked up! It's
That's
so
pretty fucked.
desperate.
Yeah, that
Pretty
is
fucked.
pretty
But the
fucked.
funny thing is, I was reading the comments, which is it's a big no-no. You shouldn't do that.
Yeah, that's
You just like
Yeah,
you
then
can just spiral.
yeah, you go down a rabbit hole, fucker.
Idiots. In the comments, I read a lot of people disagreeing with the hoaxes viewpoint,
Yeah.
but a lot of them are like, "Yeah, this is bullshit, and it's not a hoax, and blah blah blah." But 9/11, total setup. There was like literally 85% of the people that had commented were all 9/11,
Yeah,
believers.
right.
that's
That it
what
was
I
an
feel
inside
like.
job,
Most conspiracy things are a bit like fucked up.
Yeah, they watch Zeitgeist or whatever, that movie,
Oh yeah.
and then they're like, "Oh my god, it's an inside job."
Yeah, because like I mean, with things like this, it's like you bring up a bunch of facts, air quotes around that,
Just chill,
and
bro.
then
Chill.
people draw connections.
Just chill, bro.
You know what I mean? And
It's our intern.
then they're like, oh, it has to be real
Yeah.
because it can't be no other options. You know what I mean? And they're so set on their ways and whatnot. It's pretty. I don't know. It's pretty dangerous though.
Yeah, I think the most unbelievable would definitely be these. They call them crisis actors
What do
because
they-
the people that are supposedly the kids that were supposedly acting as they were there or they got
Okay.
shot or something.
Yeah.
That requires a whole lot of setup. I guess if you were prone to like believing conspiracies, I'd say like something like 9/11. That's easier to believe that there was something going on than it is.
You think so?
I reckon it's a lot easier. Like that is something that, in some weird
It's easier to pull
reality,
that off than-
but like trying to change gun laws by staging a whole bunch of massacres. That's in the realm of like complete unbelievable.
You think so? Because let's try to put it in perspective.
I
What
should
would
say
you
up
need-
front, I don't think in any 9/11 conspiracies.
Yeah,
I'm
I
just
don't
saying
believe in
it
any
could
of
be
these either.
if you.
But I'm just saying, let's compare the two. Like, what's because like, what would you need to fake a school shooting? Obviously, actors.
The news
And then,
Oh, well,
the
you know,
news,
the news-
you just have to fool the news.
Fool the
You know what I
news.
mean? Saying that these people are dead, and then you need to convince like the.
How hard would it be to convince Fox News?
Oh, it's pretty. I
like,
reckon
hey,
it's
there's
pretty,
a shooting.
They don't
And
even
they're like,
fact
yeah,
check.
it's cool. We've already got something typed up. We'll just-
Yeah, they do less fact checking than we do.
they just changed the name of the school.
Yeah,
And what high school was that again with the shooting? Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, it'll be on the
Dusty
news by
Hook.
tonight.
yeah.
But then you've got like all these people and their families, and someone's
Yeah, but
gotta
I mean,
know
if
something.
you pay someone enough money, they'll be like willing.
But I
to,
mean,
know what I
like you got to trust that so many parts of this.
yeah, but
bloody
also
thing,
you have to look
everyone-
at it like this. It's not like a long term thing. It's a immediate impact kind of thing, where you just need a news cycle to blow it up. And even if they find out later it's fake, by then it's already too late. And you're just like, most people will just like whatever. That was 10 years ago, 8 years ago. You know what I mean? Even
We've had, like,
no, but if you look at anything today,
2,000
like
more
something
shootings
happens
since then.
and like it's in the news cycles for like a week, and then after that it's just like out of sight, out of mind. Even though it's still happening, like all this shit in the Middle East, it's still pretty fucked up there. But you
Yeah.
probably think like, it's all good now.
It's all, yeah,
I haven't heard
That's
about it in a
pretty
little
good.
while. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah,
Until like you hear like the next, like I mean, what's this dude?
Epstein.
Nah, man, this dude that just got killed by Trump's people and stuff.
Al-Baghdadi.
Baghdadi. I don't know.
Baghdadi.
He has
He sounds Indian. Ed Baghdadi.
All right.
Shit.
Bro, I wouldn't fuck with ISIS if I were you. Alright, listen to this
dead,
pod-
though, now.
Yeah, but his people aren't. They're like,
Hey, didn't Trump say the shootings?
It was the best shooting. It was
There's
the
lots of
best.
shootings. There's lots of shootings going on. The most amount of shootings you can imagine.
it's gonna be a bunch of dudes in Syria like, brother, have you heard the Big Dick Players podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah, they spoke bad about Baghdadi.
They spoke badly about this man. Hey, what did I tell you about shooting your stupid gun inside?
He lives.
I just get excited when we have a mission, you know.
Do they have Spotify?
We heard.
Yeah.
They're passionate people.
Yeah, we heard the Big Dick Players talking shit, and we need you to shut them down.
What? Someone's doing satire? Not on my watch.
Nah, but what was I saying? Fuck.
I'm not
we gotta,
sure.
We gotta edit this shit. Like, run it back. What was
Don't
I-
worry about it. Don't worry.
ISIS.
Yeah, so
ISIS.
So nice. They named him twice.
Me sis, you sis. We've already done that joke, but anyway. An oldie but
It's a
goodie.
reboot.
It's a reboot.
It's a reboot.
Yeah. I'm
where was
paraphrasing
I? I was
myself.
trying to draw a connection to some shit.
It was something about conspiracy about like the Epstein guy didn't actually kill himself. He was killed.
No, that's not what I was talking about. But yeah, that's
Brady's trying to gaslight you. He was saying something about the Holocaust. And
Yeah.
something about-
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah. Well, next topic.
Something about how Jewish people like to hold their money tight.
I don't know why he said it was very
I
out,
don't know.
out of
I don't
place.
know. Anyway, we're moving on to bigger and better things. Lambert, how come you never have any topics,
I
huh?
don't know. I just
Why are they always racist against the Jews?
How come you never bring up any racist topics, huh?
I've suffered enough, Sean. I've suffered enough. My people have suffered enough at the hands of your people.
Leave my people alone.
I'm more of a go with the flow kind of guy. I actually had the one topic I actually had, I mentioned it yesterday when we were all together. You remember? The first time.
How you
certain
didn't know who
things have
Steven
been done?
Tyler was?
What?
You didn't know who Steven Tyler was?
Fuck Steven Tyler.
Exactly.
Fuck him and his big ass lips. Anyway, no, I was
There's
saying
room
like,
in there for two. But go
Yeah,
on,
it's
please.
Pretty fucked. Yeah, like the first times, like certain things have been done. You know, like how weird it must have been. Like the first guy who ate
Yeah.
cooked meat.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it was probably like a big ass fire, like a forest fire, like in California.
And he fucking stumbles. He's just like,
Yeah, and like this whole life he's just been eating like berries and shit, just like random green plants, and then he just like stumbling. Like, oh, what is this? Like pokes it.
Smells different.
Yeah.
It's like a zebra has
Picks,
been
yeah, he like picks it up,
zapped
puts it
by
in his
lightning.
mouth. Hey,
yeah.
hey, Sean,
Chard,
get over here. Get over here.
He's Irish. Hey, Chard, Chard,
Get over here.
Get your wee fucking ass over here.
Just like
What are you doing over there?
have a piece of this. You know that fire thing? You know that fire thing?
Yeah, it looks like it's burned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The fire thing is good, huh? And you're just
Yeah,
like,
the thing is, it don't taste like zebra anymore.
Yeah.
It tastes like something
There's
else.
no fucking way you found that thing burning in the woods.
and
That's definitely how it happened, though. Like,
Probably.
there would have been a forest fire or something, and some
Yeah,
kind
but
of
imagine
wild
how
boar
exciting this
caught
motherfucker was.
roasted, and then like the guy's walking through a caveman's like, "Ooh, what's this? That smells good."
yeah,
Bacon.
he just takes a
I mean-
bite out of it.
Yeah.
It's exciting when you eat nicely cooked meat now. Imagine when
Exactly.
you never even knew what cooked meat was.
It's a whole different avenue.
I'm a bit of a prude. I won't even eat raw meat any day, anymore.
Wow.
I won't do it.
Or imagine this: he goes back to his village, tells everyone about this
Yeah.
fire making good meat, and they kill him
And then they roast him and eat him.
Well,
Yeah.
he's
they
a
killed-
Like, well, it tastes,
heretic.
yeah, it tastes pretty good.
because the chief is like, "No, I'm vegan. You gotta go, bro. we don't do that.
Yeah.
Not in my village."
Then they put him up on the cross, and 2,000 years later, Christianity. I think. I think that's how it happened. I haven't read
Yeah,
the book.
well,
Okay.
there was the guy who grilled meat for the very first time, and then this like egg whites.
Yeah,
That's
like,
the other thing we're
like,
talking
You
about.
wonder
Who figured that
who,
one
who were
out?
they? What were they
What
doing?
psychopath was like just
Yeah.
sitting there with eggs, just beating them off furiously?
because like the thing is,
Because you gotta do it like for a while.
yeah, for a while, yeah, it's not just like,
It's not like, this
and
is
you got to do it like
Yeah.
really
'Cause
fast.
otherwise
you know
it's
what I mean?
scrambled eggs. You make an egg white.
Exactly, exactly.
What
And
happens
you have
if-
to separate it. That's the other thing, right?
Yeah. Or what about like
So
That
what about
person.
dressings for salads?
Yeah.
Someone's like this salad shit's gotta fucking be spruced up a little. Let's get
yeah, I mean, I reckon
let's
once you
add
get it to a certain
oil
point,
and like start mixing it together to make I don't know.
With the yolks, not the whites.
Yeah,
It
the-
can only be the yolk.
Yeah, just the yolk
that's very,
for the Caesar. The Caesar.
It's true.
Yeah,
That
but this
person
one-
was a psychopath.
They're all
or
psychos.
a very
man.
bored person, right?
And the guy who used the
Very.
very first parachute, who Brody
Oh,
told me
yeah.
parachuted off the Eiffel Tower.
I believe it was one of the
famously,
decks.
and plummeted to his death.
Yeah, but that's just an ego thing where he's an idiot. He's like, oh, my shit's fucking like, oh, it's golden. I gotta be the first.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
dead.
This is the first
Yeah,
golden
So then
parachute.
the second guy was like, well, I know what I gotta do right now.
You know,
And
he was,
became
he
the
was
first.
thinking about pussy when he was jumping.
Oh, maybe, yeah, definitely.
All the pussy that's gonna be at the bottom of this.
yeah.
When my parachute successfully
Here I
lands.
come, ladies. There is video of it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's pretty fucked.
Well, yeah. I mean, it was
First
the Eiffel
person to
Tower
use
was
it.
built in what 1890.
Something.
Film was around by then, right?
yeah, I think so.
Well,
Photography for sure.
photography for sure. Film. Yeah, they got film. Of,
I mean, you just gotta like snap enough photos, put them together, and just gotta film.
Yeah.
yeah. So the film goes for like 10 seconds. That's
Yeah.
This is like 2 frames a second. It's like one on the deck, and then the next frame is it's on.
Oh man, rest in peace. There.
I don't know if it worked. We need a middle
Well,
frame.
going on the first ever things. I actually
Yeah.
had a theme of is it the penny farthing?
Farthing.
Farthing.
Farting.
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 The
Yeah,
penny farting. The penny farthing, which is the bicycle with the huge ass front wheel and the
Oh,
little
yeah,
back wheel.
yeah.
And these are the first bicycles that were invented.
Oh, did people actually write these?
Yeah. This is because they were
yeah.
fixed. There was no gears, so it was
no.
fixed to the big wheel. The bigger the wheel, the faster you could go. But also, the higher the risk. So anyway, they had these for about 30 odd years, and
Get
then
the fuck out of here.
yeah, and then they introduced a new model of bicycle, which we all know today, but they had introduced it as the safety bicycle. Whereas that's what they
Safety bike.
yeah.
Oh man.
If you're and then that obviously became the bicycle because
Yeah.
the other
They
bikes
dropped the
became
safety.
obsolete.
Yeah.
Once.
No one wants to ride that death
But
trap.
I was watching like on YouTube people like old footage of Penny Farthingtons like people crashing. Like just
that must
stacking
hurt,
it,
like,
and
they're up
pretty high.
so they're all wearing like their like top hats and shit,
Oh fuck.
and they're just fucking falling. It's hilarious, man.
Oh man.
It kind of
what you're
it made me
YouTubing.
think, what YouTube if YouTube was around 100
Yeah,
years
how
ago,
funny would
how
it
fucking
be?
dope it would be. Just people getting kicked by horses
Man,
and
we would
shit.
see some funny ass shit.
People throwing shit out the window and like hitting people in the face. There'd be so much cool shit that's been there's been a lot of stuff in
Yeah.
history that's been missed.
Yeah, I think that's like one of the benefits of being born like later, because
Yeah.
I get to see all the shit like we did.
Really, yeah. It all
Because I
changed
mean, in
last
like
century.
100 years from now, people will be looking at us like, these guys are idiots.
The fuck? Were we always like
Yeah.
this?
Dude,
like-
I'm looking at us now going, these guys are idiots.
There's going to be a lot of explaining.
They drove cars. What
Yeah.
were they thinking?
They drove cars into each other
Yeah.
with audiences. He called it a. What's it?
Demolition Derby.
Yeah.
Which I just thought
They're
was the
very
most
primitive
badass
people.
thing as a kid. To
I've
see.
never
I would have
really
loved
watched
to see
that.
a Demolition Derby.
You never seen a demo derby?
No, I've never.
Demo Derby.
I've been to the monster trucks twice,
Oh,
and
shit.
every
That's
time
a big-ass
beforehand,
truck with wheels and shit.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
and every time they would have a
Crazy.
demo derby.
Everyone drives them in
beforehand.
Adelaide. There's
Yeah,
monster trucks everywhere.
It's quite
You know what they
dangerous.
call them in Adelaide? They call them trucks.
Yeah,
Just trucks.
Oh,
it's
man.
true. We're a weird
They
people.
call them monsters. It's cool. I like demolition derbies.
Okay,
It's
okay.
just people running into each other in cars.
Oh, man, there's a lot of concussions going around there.
Yeah, well,
I guess if you're strapped
sacrifice for the art,
in and
you know.
you're like expecting it, it's not too bad.
yeah. Otherwise, it's just called a crash.
Yeah. You get your license
Yeah.
suspended, you get some points.
Surprise
Get
demo
fined.
derby.
Yeah. Hey, you can't drive that fast here.
I'm at the demo derby.
Man, when I was, I don't know, it must have been like 14. I went to Queensland, and they had they have the biggest go karting track in the southern
Oh, that
hemisphere,
must be fucking awesome.
and it's 1.2 kilometers or 1.5 or something like that.
Right.
pretty
It's
good.
outdoors, but it's fucking dope, man. It was one of the best things ever, man.
Yeah, go-karting
Driving
is
around on
fucking
go
awesome.
karts is cool, but just having this long ass track to
1.2K.
But is it more fun or less fun after you get your license?
I don't know. I haven't been go karting since I've had my license.
Okay.
To be honest,
Do they have go karts here in?
yeah, they got
Yeah,
go karts
they
everywhere.
have a few places.
We should do it, bro.
I've never
That'd be
been.
awesome.
But-
Do go karting.
It's the reason I'd never go is because it was too expensive.
Karting.
Okay.
But I remember this time on this longest track, I was up in Queensland with a friend and his older brother.
Yeah.
His older brother could drive, and he was so much better at taking the corners and he knew where to slow down, speed up, you know. But there was this one massive straight.
And that's when you rip it.
And I was lighter than him, and I would just fucking rip it.
okay,
So I'd
okay, yeah.
overtake him.
It's like being Mario
yeah.
and the other person's like
Yeah.
Bowser or
Bowser.
something.
Yeah. And I just overtake him on the straight every lap. So, and then he would spend the whole lap trying catching up, overtaking me, getting a little bit ahead, and then the straight would come, and his thing just wouldn't go fast enough.
Yeah.
And then I'm just like,
Fuck you.
look at it.
That's awesome.
He was so pissed though. 'Cause,
Yeah, I
like,
would be too.
Yeah.
I'd probably like crash into your cart. Just
He's
to
like,
fuck you.
I would have.
You're one of those people.
Yeah. If my go kart would go fast enough, I would have lapped you. You know. No.
Also, they have like
Everyone's
I don't know.
scared.
Some tracks have like the Formula One car and the regular cars, so you gotta be
Because I think all the Formula One people pretty much all started as kids doing go karting.
probably yeah.
Yeah. They were like, it's because they've all
Yeah,
got
that's
rich
the-
parents and they can afford. Not that I'm. If I were,
Not that you're biased, yeah.
No. But fuck, I would love to do it. But they
Oh,
go
yeah.
fucking fast though.
Yeah.
Dude, it's like horse riding and
Donkey
golf,
riding.
you know.
Okay.
These are rich sports that cost money, so if you're going to get into them, you got to have rich folk.
Yeah. Well,
So that's why
that's the only reason I wasn't an F1 driver.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sad story.
It's your parents' fault.
Not because,
yeah.
Brody, the problem with you is you would have to get out and piss every 10 minutes.
No, they just pee in their pants.
They didn't call it a pit, they call it a piss stop, not a pit stop.
I gotta go again.
Yeah, I gotta come in for a piss stop, bros. Guys. No, keep going. Pushing the car's. The car's doing really great right now, Brody.
Nah, I gotta stop.
No, I'm sorry. I'm really got to pull over.
Is he pissing on the road? What is that?
Slow
It's all
down.
gone terribly wrong at the pit stop for Brody, for the McLaren team.
Yeah, I guess that would have been my problem.
He seems to have locked himself in the bathroom.
I locked my keys in the car. Fuck. So we get a
Banging
coat hanger.
Oh man, have you ever done that before?
What? Open the car?
Locking your keys in the car.
I have.
I
And
did it twice, man.
Oh
Twice.
man,
Once, like I finished, I had the not the worst day at work, but you know, one of those days where you're like, fuck, I just want it to be over. Can't wait for it to be over. And it was like a long ass shift. I think I was doing like a 10-hour shift.
That's always when that shit happens to you as well.
And I finished
after
at
a
like
long ass
2
day.
in the morning, and I was like, okay, sweet. It didn't snow much. It was just like, like a light layer of snow that you can like. You don't need to get the
Your chains out and put them on your bicycle.
or you don't. You don't need to get the brush out to like brush the snow off. You could just drive and then it'll get everything
How
out.
do you lock your keys in a snowmobile?
It's a high class snowmobile, okay?
Fair enough. I don't know much
so,
about
like-
Canada.
So like, I was like, you know what? Like, I'm feeling pretty shit. I want a smooth ride home, I'll start my car. I'll leave the key in there. And this was like an old ass car. Usually if your car's on, it won't lock automatically. But this one does.
Right.
So I'm like, I'll start it up, get it nice and warm, clear all the snow off of my car.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then get
Heater
it.
on full bore.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So boom, start cleaning the snow off. I finished cleaning the snow off. I got to open the door, like on the other side. I was like, what the fuck? It's not opening. Oh, that's weird.
And the car's still on.
The car's still on. So I'm like, oh, okay. I must have like only unlocked the driver door.
Yeah.
Go back around to the driver's side. And I put my jacket in the back seat at this point. So I just have like a hoodie on or whatever. I pull the thing, it's still locked. I'm like, fuck. And like 2 minutes before that, this other guy asked me, he's like, hey man, like, do you need help with anything or whatever? I was like, no, I'm good. I'll be done in like a few minutes. No worries. And he left. I was like,
Fuck.
what the fuck do I do now?
What do you do?
No phone on me either because my phone's in my jacket
In the car. Yep,
While the
yep.
car's running.
while the car's running.
Wait a second. But an old car, like, the benefit of having old cars was normally you could, if you did lock yourself in,
Yeah.
you could get like a coat hanger, and there was a
course.
technique
Yeah.
to you bend the window a little bit, and then you get the coat hanger and you unlatch
See?
the thing. Could you do that?
Of course you can.
Yeah.
If you had a coat hanger,
But
right?
This is why
So-
you always should carry a coat hanger, folks.
Like 10 minutes, like I was standing there for 10 minutes, just like pissed off, fucking furious, like what the fuck? Because then I had to walk like 25 minutes all the way back to work to get to use the phone.
yeah.
So I'm like, fuck, what do I do? I'm looking around, parking lot's like empty, almost no one there. And then I see a car like coming into the parking lot. So I fucking sprint over to the car. I was like,
Yeah.
hey, I need your help. I need your help. Lady's like, what's wrong? What happened?
Do you have
I
a
was
coat
like,
hanger?
oh, no, I locked my key in my car. Do you have a phone that I... And she's like, oh, I just locked my key in my car. Like the guy who I called the...
Wait.
Like the car company guy. Yeah, I know. She's like, yeah, I just locked my key in my car. And she like called the... Like, I
What
don't
are you
know.
Canadians
like CAA or like
What
we
the
call
fuck?
it CAA. Like the dude just like
Potluck.
literally...
There's one
came
guy
over.
driving around all these
Yeah, the dude
Canadians that have
literally
been locked
just
out.
helped her get out.
Every
of-
car park has one.
It's fucking awesome, man. So she's like, oh, he'll be down in a moment. Just like wait right here.
What's the chance of that?
Exactly. I know, it's fucking crazy. So then like the guy's coming. I'm like flagging him down. I'm like, hey, are you the dude that like does this and this with the car? He's like, yeah. Are you? But then this is what he hit me with. He's like, I can't help you unless you are like with this company.
A member.
Yeah, unless you're a member. And I was like, oh, dude, I've been paying for this for years.
Yeah.
I'm so happy I get to use it right now because I've never used it before.
Was that true?
Did you have the right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
right.
It's like
Oh,
most
shit.
people, like it's the only company that you would really like buy.
Yeah, I guess it'd be
basically.
like RACV, or
Yeah,
for
yeah.
Adelaide it's RAA.
They basically
something.
have like a monopoly or whatever.
RAA.
RAA.
See,
Hey.
ours is CAA.
Ah, there you go.
Yeah, I
We're
don't know.
RACV. Yeah. Something Victoria. I don't know.
Royal Automobile.
Royal Automobile Victoria.
I have no idea. Maybe it's the one that owns the world. They just changed the first
Yeah,
letter.
they're just driving around opening cars up.
Yeah, like he literally like he came over to the car and he was like, "Oh, you have an old Ford, no problem."
Yeah.
2 seconds. He
Yeah,
just pushed some shit in the fucking
And-
beside the window and popped the lock.
And then you're all worried because you're like, wow, that was really easy to get into my car.
I was like, Okay, I'm like, oh man, you saved my life. He's like, you are lucky because I just finished my shift. He's like, because he zoomed down to get out of the fucking parking lot.
Yeah.
He's like, if you had like been like 1 minute later, I would have been gone and I wasn't coming back. I was like, man, I don't even have a phone, so I don't know how I would call or whatever.
Yeah.
He's like, you would have probably have to wait like an hour for the next guy to come in on his
Shit.
shift. So yeah, that was my locking my key in the car story. And then the second time I did it, it was right at our
That's right.
house.
There's 2 times.
But this time, I could go back upstairs and get the spare key.
Ah, well, that's
So it wasn't that
that's a
bad.
very short story.
Yeah.
The first one was far interesting.
Yeah, of course. That's why I started with that one, right?
Start the other. I left my keys in the car. Luckily, I was at home and I had another key.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough out there.
Don't lock your keys in your car in winter.
I locked the one of the few times I can remember locking my keys in the car was when I actually pulled over to take a leak, and because I'd like leaned my arm onto the side of the door, and with that
press the
locked
thing back down.
and then I got out, closed the door, went to go open it.
Oh, that's a bitch.
So I dismantled a part of there was like a wire fence, and I just like ripped apart a bit of it, and then like
worked.
I had to bend it like 1,000 million times until
MacGyvered
it,
that shit.
and then I just like got it in and pulled it up.
Bro Guyver, Sherlock Broads. Holmes.
Sherlock Holmes.
Sherlock Holmes.
Once
Exactly.
Bro Guyver, now Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, man. There's so many car stories. You get old enough, you got endless amount of car stories, like for all different conditions with different people. I locked my keys in my car, or my car blew up, or it was in a car accident, or
The one time my car got stolen,
Get
I
There you
had
go, there's another
to.
one.
I found it again like half an hour later because I was just walking the
misparked.
streets.
yeah, someone's like, "This car stinks like shit." They just
No
jump out of
value.
it while it's driving. I can't take it anymore.
So I had to call up the cops and I said, yeah, I need to report my car stolen and also report my car found again. And she's like, what do you mean? I'm like,
must have been awkward.
well, it got stolen, but I found it. I just need to let you know so I'm not driving home and they're like, there's that stolen car. Get out of it. No, it's mine, I swear.
Get down.
They tried to steal it because they thought probably maybe there might be some valuables in it, but all I actually had in the car was like 30 cents in the middle compartment, an esky, a swag, and a sombrero.
Valuables.
Did they hotwire it and move it or something?
It was such an old car you could open it and start it with any key.
Oh God, that's horrible.
Was it
That's
from
security.
1904?
yeah.
Like the first test car
It's just
ever.
an open top car.
Yeah, it's actually, it doesn't need a key to run because
Yeah,
it's
it's-
actually from the Flintstones. It's the Flintstones.
They just
car.
put their feet through the little hole in the
There's a little
ground and
hole, yeah.
started like pedaling.
Go.
This is Adelaide, man. Someone's like, "Oh man, I locked my keys in my car. Can I use your keys?"
One time, me and my friend have actually done that. When I was living in Darwin, we'd pulled in because it was coming up to the Territory Day, which is the one day of the year that you can set off fireworks. So we've pulled up. We're in this white ute, and for anyone else that doesn't know what a ute is, it's a truck,
Pickup truck.
pickup truck. And so we pulled up to the fireworks store, gone in, bought everything. As we're coming out, I'm carrying it all. And like looking at all this stuff, and I'm following like in my peripheral vision, following my friend. And so we get into the white, pull up, get to the white pickup where we parked it, get in the car, and I'm like looking down, like, yeah, this is good. And he's like, and my friend turns to me and goes, "Broads," and I'm like, yeah. He's like, "We're in the wrong car." So he's like, "Get out now." So what had happened is like another white ute had pulled up, but like one parking spot in front of us.
Oh,
so we've
fuck.
gone and because my friend's he's like a bimbo. He's the one with eyes on the car. Gets in the car. I get in. He goes to start it, and he's like, "This is the wrong car. Get out." We run to our car. I'm like,
Oh, that's funny.
because no one really locked their cars. So
That's weird though. But
it was fucking hilarious. Like, "Broads." I'm like, yeah,
We're in the
we're on in the wrong car. So we run, like, get out, start running with all these fireworks.
oh man,
crazy car stories.
Yeah, idiotic.
Crazy car stories. I had this is back on schoolies. But for those of you who don't know, when you finish high school in Australia, they have schoolies, which is you go away for a week and just get fucked up.
But everyone goes to the same place.
Yeah, well, normally but
Well, in Adelaide we do.
where do you go?
Victor Harbour.
Oh, okay, that's quite nice down there. But no, most people go, like, there's a lot of folk that go up to Queensland and go to the beach and the coast, whatever, and they just get fucked up.
Yeah, the Gold Coast.
But we went like an hour outside of Melbourne, me and my mates, and we just hired a friend's beach house. It was like an old 70s beach house shack, you know, it wasn't anything glamorous. But one day we're like, oh, let's drive off and let's go for a bushwalk or something. And anyway, we were on this dirt road. We had a joint rolled. And we're like, yeah, we'll smoke it. We'll be in nature. It'll be cool, you know, as 18-year-olds. And we're driving down this hill, and there's like a sharp corner at the bottom of the hill. My friend's driving, and he just took it a little too fast. Like, he didn't brake because it was a dirt road. And the back of the car, when he was turning, slid out and went over like the cliff. So, because it was no railing or anything. It was just a dirt road.
That's far.
And it wasn't a massive drop, but it was enough to like fuck you up.
Yeah.
You know? And you know, there's a tire hanging off the side.
Yeah.
And it's like a 1990 Holden Nova, which is like a Toyota Corolla.
Yeah.
Right. And it's hanging off the side. Yeah. It's a piece of shit. Great car, but a piece of shit. Great car in its
No,
own
they
right.
were actually kind
Yeah,
of
but
right.
anyway, yeah. It was great. We could
Anyway.
fit all of our band equipment in this car.
In a fucking
In
Nova.
in like a 4-door hatch. It was amazing. Anyway, we're hanging off the edge, and my friend's like, fuck, everyone all right? Yeah, all right, nobody move. Except you, Sean, like, grab the joint out of the, his first thing, he's like, grab the joint out of the little dash there, and then, like, and he's like, I'm like, what do you want me to do with it? He's like, just hide it somewhere. So I hide it in the bush, and he's like, I'm like, what the fuck? He's like, what are you paranoid for? And he's like, if someone comes, like, and they call the cops or whatever, and we got drugs, and they're gonna, like, you know, he was just super
Sounds
worried.
very paranoid.
Yeah. He was probably already high. I don't know.
Should he be driving? Well, I guess
No,
that's why.
no.
That's how you
You're
go
just-
over a cliff.
When you go through a dramatic or traumatic experience like that, it's a traumatic.
Yeah, traumatic.
Yeah. That's pretty traumatic.
It's and you're the driver. It's just like, I'm gonna get busted for this.
Yeah.
Quickly, this is my drug.
Exactly, yeah.
So anyway, no one came, and we just like pushed the car back on the road, and then we're like, everyone good? All right. Sean, grab the joint, grab it out of the bush, get back in the car, and then we go on a bushwalk. It's like, it's funny how we almost died 10 minutes ago.
Remember that?
Yeah. Everyone's like, no.
No, yeah. I'm too stoned.
No, too stoned to get it.
Still want to know how you got all the band equipment in a Holden Nova. Like, is
Dude,
it just
I'm
like
telling-
two harmonicas and like a jumpy?
I'm telling you, we got this down, me and my best mate got this down to a pad. It was 2 of us and all of the band gear. So drums, 2 guitar amps, 2 guitars.
Naturally.
I think we just didn't have the basses stuff. That was the only stuff we didn't have.
Everyone forgets about the basses.
The bass player brought his own shit, or normally used the bass amp at the gig. But we could fit 2
Hey
guitar-
guys, can I put my stuff in your car? No.
Get your own car. Stupid bass player.
It was
I'll see you there.
fucking amazing, man. It was a great car for that purpose, but not so good on off-road.
Cliffs. Yeah.
Yeah,
Off
not-
cliff.
Not a great, yeah,
Not much
not
traction.
a great rally car.
Oh man.
We should have a break, and then we should set up the mic so Batu can say some stuff.
Yeah, I hope you were prepared.
You need to drink more, buddy.
Yeah, well, this is your monologue. This is where you gotta say. Can you say you wrote a poem or something?
What do you want to say to edit?
There's no way we're doing spoken word on this pod. I won't let that happen.
Yeah, I ran here. It's fine.